Working out hard every day to be the best I can. I shifted to the right, shifted to the left, hunker down low and reach high to the sky. Got my rhythm down pat, so they say. I'm looking like a winner in every way. So when I hear somebody say, what a horse, I know they're talking about me, of course. And I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday. Yeah, I'm a prime example of a Tennessee walker, a high-stepping, fast-walking Tennessee talker. I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of What a Horse. Getting ready for a busy week, getting horses ready and everything. However, we will be right back
after these messages. I got you.
Welcome to where the 5 to 9 more than makes up for the 9 to 5. To where you check your troubles, along with your coat. And days are made, even at 10 at night. Welcome to the best time you've ever had, since the last time you were here. To old friends, new experiences, and forgotten cares. Welcome to where life moves at the speed of you. Welcome to Sam's Town Tunica Hotel and Gambling Hall by Boyd. Welcome to where you want to be.
When asked why I go with Light Tube, well, the answer is pretty simple. In 1946, a company was formed to provide phone systems and nurse call systems at an affordable price. That company would continue to grow. In 2000, that communication team realized the dot-com bubble would provide power, flexibility, and efficiency to house voice-over internet phone services. So they built their own platform and installed their first voice-over IP system in 2001. While Host My Calls was getting started in 1946, a year later in 1947 saw the beginning of the Tullahoma Utility Authority. They would start providing electric power to homes and businesses throughout the entire Tullahoma area. In 1977, as more services were needed, the current building was built to provide both power and water to meet the needs as Tullahoma's growth continued. And in 2008, Tullahoma would venture into the world of fiber optics and start providing the strongest internet service in the area at affordable prices. With the history of these two companies providing dependable service, selecting Light Tube for Host My voice, text, and video to run over was an easy choice. Call today, 931-581-4411, and start experiencing great communications.
Folks, this is where you send money to help in the legal fund to combat the new proposed rulemaking that the USDA released here a couple weeks ago. This is tax-deductible donation as fast as a 501c3, and be sure to put legal fund on your memo line, as this guarantees that your money goes exactly where you want it to go.
Welcome back. I got a few announcements. This weekend, Upper Cumberland, May the 10th, Cookeville, Tennessee. Contact Jimmy Sherrill, 615-464-5047. Start time's 5 p.m. Judge is Bill Cantrell. Also, the Coleman County Classic is next weekend, May 17th. Call Greg Johnson at 931-242-3957. And the judge is Derek Monahan. Then we're going into the Spring Fun Shows, 22nd through the 24th. Shelbyville, you can call the celebration, 931-684-5915. Start time, 6 p.m. each night. Judge Bill Cantrell, Robert Kortner, and Brett Grider. The following week, which will be May 29th and 31st, Columbia Spring Jubilee. Contact them at 931-797-3139. Start time is 6 p.m. Judges Amanda Manis, Jamie Bradshaw, and Chris Zan. They should have a good show this year.
Yeah, they should have a good show.
Sure should. I'm going to tell you, a lot of things happening. One thing that really bothers me, though, Jerry, is, this is like what you just showed me about the saddlebred. We've, since 1970, the USDA, in all honesty, and I'm just being straight up about this, has failed to enforce the HPA the way it was written.
Yes.
They've instead of enforcing it on horses, they have targeted the walking horse, racking, and spotted, instead of enforcing it on all breeds. And by doing that, the USDA has allowed other breeds to take advantage of this and continue to abuse their horses with no oversight. I mean, at all. I mean, they just letting them do it themselves. They wasn't reporting any violations. But today, if people go to the internet and start honestly researching, you're going to find more abuse in other breeds, far more than you will find someone listed from the walking horse industry. I mean, that's just it.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a fact. I have researched it, and sometimes I'll get thinking about it and look up stuff in the middle of the night. Just get up and go to the computer and look it up just to see.
Well, you know just as well as I do, Jerry. You know, we spent a whole day one time at the veterinarian clinic, and you had more other breed horses coming in with joint problems and leg problems than you did for the walking horse did.
Well, ours was the only one there that day.
That day, that's right.
That day.
And I mean, that place was packed with people coming in and out. I mean, from all different kind of breeds. And I'm not trying to put down no other kind of breed, but
I ain't either.
You know, because I like any horse. I like any good horse or whatever. But I'm just tired of people putting down the Tennessee walking horse and not looking at nobody else.
That's it. I am tired of them pointing the finger at us.
Yes.
And even the USDA, when they showed up, and this is another thing, they spent from 1970, and they stopped a few years ago, they trained RDQPs. They had on-hands training to where they could honestly pick up the horse's foot and they'd show them what was in, what was out. They did all of this, but when they would come to a show, their first thing was, well, these DQPs aren't doing their job. So they would start stretching what they had already taught, stretching it to something else, including that half the time when they measure a horse's foot, it's not on a level surface, but that's what they teach you.
Yes.
But to make a long story short, they held clinics for RDQPs, and now they're telling everybody that they are training what they call HPIs, that's horse protection inspectors, on the internet.
Yes.
No hands-on, no horse in front of them. Everything's done virtual. They take tests, and they're passing them to be HPIs to replace people who have inspected horses for years. And I'm not a horse inspector.
Yes.
But I can tell when a horse is walking right. I can tell when I look down and I see a scar. I can tell if I'm palpating him and he's jerking his foot. I can tell if it's the pain or if he's just trying to get his finger or his foot away from me. So I don't get how they think training someone over the internet with no hands-on is going to be superior to someone that has horse knowledge, that has inspected horses, and has been trained with hands-on rather than, you tell me what I'm missing.
You know, I just think it's just bad publicity that they do for people in the walking horse business, and it makes a bad name for anybody who fool with a walking horse out there because of the simple fact they put all this bad stuff out on the walking horses, and people ain't never been around an animal a day in their life. They hear all this stuff, and they automatically got a stigma about you when they first see you, because they say, "Oh, that's the ones that train them Tennessee walking horses," and they say they do this and do that, and it's not true.
Well,
You know.
I'll tell you what gets me, and you just now showed me, which next week we're going to have this on the show. But we were sent a video, or Jerry was, of a saddlebred trainer, and here's the deal. He's got bungees tied his legs together in the front, and then they use chains on another.
That's right.
But they tell everybody that our 6-ounce chain is abusive on the walking horse. But it's not abusive on the saddlebred.
And like I said before, when you go to be a veterinarian or whatever, you go to be a veterinarian for all equine horses, for all breed of horses. You don't go to be a veterinarian for a Tennessee walking horse, or you don't go to be a veterinarian for a quarter horse. I mean, for all horses. And all horses got the same vein, got the same stuff that goes through, joints and everything else. So I don't understand how they figure the Tennessee walking horses are so bad.
Well,
And the other horses are so perfect. And
Well,
you've seen on the video when they inspect them, the other horses move from palpation, and they still let them show.
well, they sure don't want no
I
part
mean, you
of the
can see,
inspection
yeah, that's
process.
what I'm saying. You can see, and they said, and their excuse was the horse was not used to it. Well, maybe that walking horse ain't used to it. But I mean,
That horse gets shod, same as ours
That's
gets
right.
shod. So they can't say he ain't used to having his foot picked up. What he's not used to is being palpated. He's used to just going on in there and just walking through inspection like nothing's going on because they're not inspected.
Well,
That's the difference.
the thing with me is put both of them horses side by side, a Tennessee walking horse and that saddlebred side by side. And I want them to explain to me why this one here can move and still show, and then this one here move, he can't show.
They can't.
Okay.
I mean, they can't. Well, I take that back. The USDA probably would.
Oh yeah, they probably tell you some kind of story.
No, I'll tell you exactly what they'd say. Well, that's because that's a walking horse. Y'all abuse walking horses. That's a saddlebred. They don't abuse saddlebreds. That's a Pasofino. They don't abuse them. They don't abuse them. But when you ask them for the data to prove it, they ain't got none.
Yeah.
All they got is data on a walking horse because the walking horse is the only one they ever looked at.
I mean, if you even think about they checking the back feet. Now, what's the difference between a scar on a quarter horse on his back feet and the difference between a scar on a walking horse on his back feet?
I believe the BMO that explained that to us is they don't do that intentionally.
That just sounds like a bunch of.
Well, I'm telling you what she said. She said quarter horses don't do that intentionally, and they'll wrap their back legs to protect them and this, that, and they still get it done, but they don't do it intentionally.
Yeah.
And I have never understood why anybody would intentionally try to sore a walking horse that walks off his back legs and he really does the reaching and everything with his front leg. I've never understood why that foot's sore and this one ain't.
Yes.
I've never understood why that one's got a scar but this one doesn't. I've never understood that, how the rhyme or the reason for them to come. And I've never understood why to find the scar you got to part hairs and get a magnifying glass and a bright light to where you can reach down in there and say, well, there's something right there. I mean, I've never understood how they could just stand there and do that and then look at us. It's kind of like the guy that said there's a scar here even though it's only 2 or 3 cells thick. That, to me, is the dumbest statement that was ever made. And it was made by a VMO with a doctor's veterinarian certificate for the USDA. But he was going to say that he could tell there was a scar even though it was only 2 or 3 cells thick. That's the stuff we put up with.
When you can feel the roll of the top of it, that's a scar, even if it's only 2 or 3 cells thick.
BMO.
Yeah. I don't understand how can you check a horse with gloves on, rubber gloves on, and you can't tell me if you take my arm with hair on my arm, if I take my regular hand and rub on my arm, it don't hurt. But if I take a rubber glove and put on, it gonna pull the hair.
That's it.
You've been a hairdresser. You know how it is. The difference.
I know the difference.
If you that scared to get your hands dirty, you don't need to be doing this.
That's fact. I'm going to tell you, they've used all kinds of reasons for why they do this and why they do that. But to be honest, and I know a lot of people probably say, well, Jerry, y'all talk about this every week. And we're going to keep on talking about it because somebody's got to listen. Somebody's got to pay attention to what is and isn't and what's right and what's wrong. We have, just like due process, we were supposed to have due process years ago. We still don't have it. That's our 14th Amendment, and they've been depriving us of it. So they are actually going against the Constitution by not providing due process to the people they accuse of a crime, which sworn a horse is a crime. 2016, 29 horses turned down at the celebration. 29 for Scarrow. 29 taken, put in a barn, checked for a month, biopsies run and everything, 58 negatives. Where was the due process? They'd already lost their money. They'd lost their entry fee. They got a bad name. They got the reputation of abusing a horse. The trainer got a ticket. All the damage was done.
Yes.
So where was the due process? There was none. And that's the USDA for you. They do not follow the guidelines of the HPA. Now I'm hoping, since we've got a change of leadership, that things are going to change. But I just appreciate being able to lead a horse up there that I know is okay and know that I'm going to go through the inspection process just lickety-split because there's nothing wrong.
Yes.
Now, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't get there. I don't understand how they can say, well, we're going to train these HPIs and they're going to be superior to your DQP. That is the biggest load of bullshit, and that's all it is, that I have ever heard. And they tell that to people and want them to believe it. That's what gets me, is they want us to believe what they're doing is best for us.
Well, the biggest thing of it, Jerry, you know, and you say we talk about this all the time, but it's best to let people that's outside this industry know what's going on. And, you know, as long as we talk about it amongst ourselves,
nobody else going to hear
nobody
about
else don't hear, because if you only put it in, and like I say, the Report, the Scoop, all these other magazines, love them to death, get them every weekend, like to watch them, but the only people that gets that stuff is the people that's in the horse business.
That's it.
But now on this right here, when you explain the things that's really going on in the world, everybody that's outside the horse business knows what's going on, and you are help defending this industry, because the USDA put all this stuff out. They don't just put it in the people in the horse business; they put it out all over.
Well, the people all over is ones. And you know how many times you've been with me when we'd have people, we'd eat lunch or something over here in Tullahoma, and someone to say something. Well, they do this at the horse shows. Is it really that bad? And I've had one guy that he just come up and he said, do they really expect to sit there? And he was pointing out Granny.
Yeah.
Said, she will check that horse's foot and then stand there and hold it, wanting him to just stand there. And he said, I've got a horse, and, you know, walking horse, but he ain't going to let her do that. Yeah. I mean,
this is the only breed that I know of that get inspected thoroughly before they get ready to go in the show ring, before they perform.
They get inspected before they're sold, before they're exhibited.
And a lot of people out there don't know that. They realize, they just hear all the bad things, and they just think they bring them straight from the morning right into the show ring, but they don't do that. That horse have been inspected
every time.
Every time they go in the show ring.
And then 3 of them, sometimes just 1, but with the USDA, yes, 3 of them get inspected coming out. That's one thing I'm going to say. We are about to celebrate 90 years of the Breeders' Association. And in those 90 years, we've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. And we have seen our breed advance from the 70s on up, continuously get better and better and better through selective breeding. That is the only thing I give the USDA credit for. is by what they did, exaggerating violations and things, it caused people to say, well, I'm just not going to breed all my mares this year. I'm going to breed my best mares.
Yes.
And they started doing that. And we found out that by doing that, we have created a horse that is, to be quite honest, he don't have to be abused. They don't realize it. They don't see that that's the only good thing they've done. Mm-hmm. And they don't even want to admit it to themselves. They want to keep on, just so they can point a finger. Well, these other breeds have lagged behind. We have taken off in front of them. Our horses are sound 99% of the time. Of course, we always have cheaters.
Oh, yeah.
But that's it. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go to the Extravaganza and watch some good horses.
And work them into the lineup over on the east side. The Hoss. Allie Joe Jacobs makes the good ride for the Jacobs family.
That horse made a great show.
That horse did make a good show.
And she wasn't in there by herself. There's some other good ones in there too. 11 underclass was tough.
You know, nowadays, Jerry, everybody's looking for that good horse for their kid to show.
That's it.
You know, a long 10 or 15 years ago, you know, you had some good horses in there, but you just had horses that for a kid to ride, to have fun.
That's it.
Now it's very competitive.
It's going to get more competitive.
That's right.
Because they're going to go buy better horses for the kids. Now, right here, I was plumb proud of him.
Oh, yes.
Now, he made a show. He gets up there and does it.
No fear now. He just get up there and just ride.
I think everybody was out there cheering for him. How old is he now? 6, 7?
6, I think. 6. This turned 6 or 7. Because I know he didn't want to show in lead line. He wanted to ride.
I ain't being led around here. Give me a horse. That's good. Right here, Zorro Jr. and Beth Beasley. Amateur 50 and over winner.
That's a good horse right there, too.
Yeah, I tell you what, I really like him. I really do. He's a super good horse.
Beth is a big supporter of this industry, too.
Oh, she is. She supports the industry. Her girls.
Yeah.
But that is one nice horse. Smooth as silk. Right here's another good one.
That is a good horse.
And Shane's training him himself.
Yep.
That's what the good part about it. We're going to have to go to Shane's barn some Saturday. He works during the week. He's like everybody else. He works for a living, but he trains at night. So get off work, go home, train horses. That's a machine right there.
That is a good horse.
Yeah, he is. Tell you what, when amateurs can do that, you know it's something. And I tell you what, as Allie Joe gets stronger and older, her and this horse right here get better and better together. They truly do. That is one walking booger.
He is that.
The Jacobs and McWaters entry of Murfreesboro.
I believe right there is about the best I've seen him and her. They were getting it done. That's one thing I'll say about her dad. He said that she could ride him, but the stronger she got, the better she'd get.
Yeah.
She is. Here's a reserve in that class, which is your world grand champion from 2024. I am big enough than Maxine Beasley. I'm glad to see these girls back in the ring.
Me too.
I really am. Believe it or not, Jerry, they start to college this year.
They are.
They do. They're going to MTSU, where my daughter graduated from.
Now you're going to have to give them a new status instead of little girls, young ladies.
That's right.
Quite an honor, Maxine Beasley.
And here's quite an honor in Maxine Beasley.
Alabama. Quite an honor, 459 is your class winner.
Made a great show. Walking on through it.
Here's your blue ribbon winner coming out of the south turn. It's quite an honor. Maxine Beasley riding for Beth Beasley, Athens, Alabama.
Tell you, Greg Bryant worships those girls.
Yeah.
Now he thinks they hang the moon.
Yakety yak.
Here, yakety yak, Eli Cunningham, for Brittany and Eli Cunningham. He was reserved.
59 is second.
Tell you what, he's making good shows with that horse.
Oh yeah, he is. He's making some real good shows.
Mach 1.
Right there, Mach 1 and Taylor Walters.
Mach 1.
Tell you what,
55 into the blue
that's
ribbon
one that I
circle
really
in
like.
spring
I
express.
can
Oh yeah,
tell
that's a
you
good
that.
horse. That's a real good horse.
Oh, look at here, coming out of the south.
Bold
It's
horse.
Mach 1.
You know, I mean, he's
Yeah.
And Taylor Walters,
a big horse.
out of Murfreesboro.
She can really ride now, I tell you.
right here's your amateur from the Extravaganza. This was a good class right here. Miss Stone Cash and Linda Botch and Noah Botch took the blue. I'm a Pistol Pete, Presley Powers and Mike Powers. He's Relentless, Skylar Nipper and Janessa Dean. Miss Choo Choo, CM, Harper Lawrence and Harlan Lawrence. But Jimmy Choo, that's Shane Porterfield's two grandchildren.
It was a good class right here.
It was.
Linda, she's a good rider.
Yeah. I tell you what, those two granddaughters of Shane, now, buddy, they're getting hard to beat.
Uh-huh.
There's Noah. He had to get his 2 cents worth in. I believe Linda won the class for him. He'll argue with me on that one. He'll say, I had to come in to save her.
Yeah.
That's a pretty competitive class.
That
right
is a
there.
good competitive class. I tell you, you see Noel, then they very happy people. You know,
Oh, yeah.
They're very pleasant people to be around.
On the east side, lineup time.
They always happy.
Amateur
Yeah.
class 32, sponsored by Dr. Jim and Miss Stone.
There he is, Miss Stone Cash.
The owner exhibitors of
Linda
Shelbyville.
Botch and Noah
Miss
Botch.
Stone's Cash, 486, is your class winner. Down the west side, and look at your blue ribbon winner. It's Miss Stone's Cash. Noel and Linda Botch, your owner exhibitors of Shelbyville.
Can't beat that.
No,
That's
you
a
can't.
walking booger right
That
there,
is.
buddy.
Now, I tell you.
Getting it done. You know, Noah is a pretty good rider.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good jockey. Right here's your 4-year-old married and gilding class. This was won by Hoot Couture, Tanner Burks for Noah and Linda Botch.
Ready, Ron, please.
Zebra, John Allen, Callaway. Lester's out on parole, and then Waddell for Deborah Deal. There wasn't 3 horses in that class, but it's pretty tough.
Yes.
Good class. Real good class.
I tell you what amazes me, that track the night before was real wet and muddy and it was pretty dry that day.
Oh, yeah. It dried up quick.
Yeah.
Jake Jacobs takes care of that, though,
Yeah.
farm. So his crew's pretty slick now.
They are.
They're pretty slick.
Now go running walk, please.
Can't beat that.
No, you can't.
into the lineup. East side, class 40, our Riders Cup 4-year-old mare and gelding class into the lineup. Haute Couture, Tanner Burks makes the good ride for Noah.
Tour and Tanner Burks for Noah and Linda Botch, your 4-year-old mare and gelding winner.
Your class winner.
Linda, or Noah won Linda up on that horse.
Back along the east side, let's take a look at your 4-year-old mare and gelding winner. It's Haute Couture. Tanner Burks makes the good ride for Noah.
That's another good one that Noah and them have.
Yep.
Mossberg.
And here's Mossberg and Randy Stone,
Makes the good ride.
your amateur novice winner.
Mossberg 261 is your class winner.
That was a nice horse right
Yes,
there.
he was. CJ hollered at me when he watched me. He said, boy, I like that Mossberg.
Yeah.
I believe Randy's a printer,
Celebrating the Blue Ribbon
runs a
Ride.
printing company.
It's Randy Stone of Cummings, Georgia on Mossberg.
And Randy, he sits up on the horse real well.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Kind of remind me of a Ronald Young.
Outlander.
Outlander, Winky Groover, your part performance winner. Now this is owned by Mike Rowland. He's one of the bankers over here in Tullahoma. He's been in the horse industry for years. Super good guy. Super good. They have one nice horse too.
That is a nice horse.
Kind of lit up. You notice him.
Tea Time Charlie.
Right there's Tea Time Charlie and Allie Joe Jacobs. That's your Show Pleasure Youth winner.
Charlie 309 is your class
I
winner.
got one that would go in that Youth Show Pleasure division real good. What is he currently now? Third in Ryder Cup points?
Yes.
All the way around, let's take a look at Tea Time Charlie and Allie Joe Jacobs. The
Nice
Jacobs
horse right
family
there.
of
Yeah, he is.
Murfreesboro.
Tea Time Charlie. I like that name
Yeah.
myself. He's a golfer. All right, now we're going to show something special. Because a lot of people think that our exhibitors can only ride horses, walking horses, because it's so easy. But we got one lady that says, hey, I can ride anything. And she's fixing to prove it. So here we go. Take a look at this. There's Linda Botch. She's a camel jockey, too.
I believe you hold Linda riding.
Well, no hands.
That's
I
right.
mean, that's like riding a bicycle, buddy. No hand, Linda. Just put me on and let me go. All right, I'm gonna let you do your thing again. You cut me off when I tried to, so I ain't gonna say nothing.
Well, I got to have one job to
Okay.
do.
Right.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Looking for that perfect horse to suit your wants and needs can be very exhausting and discouraging. But once you find that certain horse, it all changes to joy and excitement. That's why the best place to look for your dream horse is the Equine Performance Horses sales site. We have a lineup of some of the best horses being offered for sale in the equine industry. Whether you're looking for that perfect trail horse, an extreme cowboy mount, or a winning show horse, find the one you desire at Equine Performance Horse sales site. Put a smile on your face, laughter in your heart, and fun in your life by visiting equineperformancehorse.com and find your next mount. To discuss a specific horse, call 931-224-4191 or 931-581-4411.
Hey Tennessee, Ross Chastain here, the guy who likes to smash watermelons on the front stretch at Nashville Super Speedway. But you know what I'd never smash? Safety rules. Racing's all about control, and the same goes for life on the road. So use your melon and don't mix drinking and driving. It's like trying to race with a busted engine. Be a pit crew hero, and if you've had a few, pass the keys to a sober friend, because we're all racing toward a safer Tennessee, and we want you there at the finish line.
Folks, this is where you send money to help in the legal fund to combat the new proposed rulemaking that the USDA released here a couple weeks ago. This is tax-deductible donation as fast as a 501c3, and be sure to put legal fund on your memo line, as this guarantees that your money goes exactly where you want it to go.
Welcome back. We're going to go to the Derby Classic. And I want to thank my buddy Bob Roach. Sent me the video from the Derby Classic, and they had a pretty good show up there, I thought.
Yeah.
I mean,
I heard they had a pretty good show up there.
Well, I watched a lot of it on the internet, and they seem to be pretty much loaded up there on horses. Right here's your Trailblazer 5 and under class. Diva Badetti and Claire Hankin Kincaid took the blue. One Magical Night, Leanne Gregory. She's Ravishing Ruby. Diana Wilson. I Said, Kenley Robinson. Coach Charlie, Jacob Hunt, Hurt. And Allstate, Teresa Tyra finished out the ribbon. I did not know that Claire got married. I guess I'm still looking at her like a little girl. So she's all grown up too. It just makes us feel that much older,
Yes,
doesn't it?
it does.
Well, you're a granddaddy for sure now. Jeremy,
Yes.
Jeremy's got him a little boy.
Yeah.
Tiger. Tiger Williams. Here's your Park Performance walk-in. Draw a line, and Brent Grider took the blue in this class for Robert Dort. And Perfectionist, R.M. Kelly, Tommy Jowers family. And Master of the Ritz, Robbie Bradley. I tell you what, Robbie Bradley does not get enough credit.
That's right.
That young man, he shows a lot.
He shows a lot. And every time, I don't care where it's at, he's going to hook up.
He's going to go. I mean, he's Kentucky, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky. Yeah. He lives up in Kentucky.
Yeah.
But we was talking, matter of fact, Jeremy and I was talking about him the other day. And he normally
he's the travel of the year because he traveled, buddy, and he gonna show horses.
He's normally in the hunt too.
Yeah.
Because he shows some good horses. You know, that's really all an owner can ask for.
Yes.
For a trainer that will train their horses and show.
Yep.
Get them out there.
Flat walk, down to the flat walk, Ryder. Down to the flat walk.
I guess you'd say there's no backup to him.
No.
Ready for your lineup. Here he goes, he's gonna work in on the east side of the ring.
Here's your amateur show pleasure walking horses. Title Defense and Harper Grider took the blue. Master Carta Jazz, Sandy O'Banion. Georgia the Jungle, you remember that? Georgia the Jungle. Georgia the Jungle, Terry Logan Luxford. Jose's Thunderstruck, Baron Witherspoon. Charlie's Cut Above, Louis Judd. And a jazzy deal, Debbie Williams finished out the ribbon.
Let's go running on, please.
Baron's showing a lot.
Yes. like they had a pretty good show up there. Class, pretty good class right there.
Getting rowdy in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Flat walk, and go flat walk riders. Flat walk, please.
There's Barron on the rail over there. Looks like a pretty nice place.
Oh,
to
yeah.
have a show. I like the name of it, the Derby. But here's your amateur ladies class. No, that's still the
Show pleasure.
show pleasure. I thought we had done jump the gun. Barron be hollering, hey man, I ain't no lady.
Watch your in there. Now we're going to take you to the lineup. Shed Hills, park in on the east side of the
Right
ring.
there.
We clear our actions no later. Let's park them in. Last 15 years, take your exit shows. You will also measure walking. You are next.
That horse is Brian. Barron is pretty darn good. Here's your ladies amateur. Bella Wicked Crash and Dahlia Smith Hart. There she is. To the blue. Pixies Dixies, Karen Gaither. He's Lucky Strike, Aubrey Derrickson. Lane View's Master, Callie Lovett. And Coach Brentwood, Jennifer Bingham finished out the ribbons.
Flat walk, please.
Bella's Wicked Cash.
Change your direction.
Hey, what that? He's a Lucky Strike. That's a good
Yeah.
horse. That Aubrey Derrickson. That's a nice young lady. Now she's a good rider too.
Running walk now, please. Just go with that running wall.
Here at 15-2 and under, amateur. Tell you what, Bob got some good video.
Oh, yeah, he did get some good video.
Got some real good video. I am Ritzy Ritz. Alexi Grant took the blue. Pappy Time. Barron Witherspoon. When did you get that horse?
Yeah, he been having for a little while now.
I like that name. Pappy Time and Barron Witherspoon was reserved. Kid Can Do, Jared Osborne. Walk in Faith, Jack Rader. And Charlie's Hellcat, April French, finished out the ribbons.
Please show your horses out. Running wall. Flat walk, please. Downhill flat walk. Ready for your lineup. Let's park them in. We can put the short of class 22. We can do your lineup.
Here's open specialty. I tell you what, this was a tough class and it was packed. I watched that one, buddy. He's a high dollar deal, and Keith Bicknell took the blue for Doug Quire. Hawk on the Loose, R.M. Kellett. Country Attorney Burns, Jimmy Baumgardner. A Code of Honor, Brent Grider. I'm on the honor roll, Drew Graves. Lincoln lawyer Shane Smith finished out the ribbon, but I thought that was pretty good. And Doug had two different horses in there.
Yeah.
He had one with Drew and one with Keith Bicknell. He was first and fifth. That's pretty good,
yeah.
buddy. But now that was a tough class there. That was packed.
There's some good horses in that class.
Yeah, they did.
Running wall now, please just go on there, running wall.
Looking good.
Yeah.
There's several good horses in that class. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, I think I counted 11.
Okay.
I thought they were, I mean, that's,
That was a good class right there. Real good
it
class.
was. It was. It's tough, too. Tight. I'm going to do it.
Okay, let's see what you got.
I'm going to let him take us to commercial. How's that?
That'll work. We'll be right back after these messages.
This place, where you grew up, where your memories were made, and where your dreams were born, where your neighbors stop to say hello, and where you're always welcome to stay a while, where your Fridays are spent under the lights, and where Saturdays are made for the water, where you can feel good about a hard day's work and take pride in a job well done, where small business makes a big impact, and home is always a sight for sore eyes. And where the best things in life, well, the best things in life are the little things. Tullahoma Utilities Authority. Power in community.
The Tennessee Walking Horse is rapidly becoming the horse of choice when selecting a great ride for the family. If you're looking for a smooth, easy ride on the trail that will take you through hills and streams or an obstacle course competition, the versatility of the Tennessee Walking Horse will stand out by showing its willingness to learn and its smooth, easy, steady gait through the course. If it's a competitive show horse you're looking for, the Tennessee Walking Horse is the perfect family horse by young and old. Whether it's flat shot or padded performance classes for an amateur adult or youth, a walking horse is the horse of choice. The Tennessee Walking Horse is perfect for every equestrian division. Also, remember one simple truth.
If you ride one today, you'll own one tomorrow. That's a fact.
Folks, this is where you send money to help in the legal fund to combat the new proposed rulemaking that the USDA released here a couple weeks ago. This is tax-deductible donation as fast as a 501c3, and be sure to put legal fund on your memo line, as this guarantees that your money goes exactly where you want it to go.
More of What a Horse coming up.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You did right good today on taking us to commercial.
Well, you kind of threw me a little ringer that last time right there, because I thought you was going to do it, and then it ended up, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can go ahead and start us off on this next batch of videos, but you got to thank our buddy, Bob Roach.
Yeah.
Bob Roach is one that sent it to us.
That's right.
Just so you could see him.
Yeah, that's right.
He said especially just tell Jerry I sent him.
I tell you, he does a good job.
He does.
He does a real good job on it.
Bob's a good dude. The Walking Horse Club KY. Right here's your 3-year-old Marion Gildings. Miss Della Street, R.M. Kelly for Benedict and Burgess. Tawana Charlie, Drew Grave, Brandon Tate, and OIM, Bobby Bradley. RM looks like a jockey there. I've been getting ready to go to the Kentucky Derby.
That's right.
Class 34.
And there's Class 34, Juvenile Pleasure. Light up the night, Hadley Thomas for Justin Thomas. She's X's and O's, Ava Martin. Jose's Kryptonite, Kenley Robinson. Gigi's Bell Star, Kenzie Roderman. And Not Yo Daddy. I got it. Not Yo Daddy. Not Yo Daddy and Sydney Thomas. There's your amateur specialty walking. Here's Aubrey Derrickson again. He's a lucky strike, and Aubrey Derrickson for Ralph Derrickson. Stagecoach Mary, Callie Lovett. Greg and Callie Lovett. Ferrari 308, Mike Philpott. Ruby Lipstick, Harper Grider. Uncle Joe Simmons, Terry Logan, Luxford. And she's Salsarita, Baron Witherspoon.
This is a good class.
Yeah, real good.
Real good class.
Barron sets a good saddle.
Oh yeah, Barron
He does.
Yeah.
And here's your open show pleasure walking horse. Now this is one that I like. The Mandalorian, Drew Graves for Chad Adams. Optivus, Larry George. Georgia, Florida Line, Brent Grider. Honor Thy Father, Daryl Collins, and a Jazzy Deal, R.M. Kelly finished out the ribbons.
I think the little horse that Larry George showing might be owned by Paul Stevens, I believe.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Now let me look and see here. Show pleasure, Larry George. Yeah, Paul does own that horse.
That's what I thought.
Sure does. He sure does. I didn't name all the winners. I probably should have. Here's your 15-2. I'm on the honor row, and Drew Graves took the blue in this class. For Doug Quire, Beast Mode, Brent Grider, Floyd Ray Jones, Jose's Chain Reaction, Larry George for Lois Judd, and I'm Elsa. R.M. Kellett for Jerry Benedict. Finished out the ribbons. All right.
They had a good show.
I want to remind everybody that starting May the 12th at the Breeders, they're going to start celebrating 90 years of the Tennessee Walking Horse Breeders Association in Lewisburg, Tennessee. Said it all started with a conversation on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I went down and interviewed Bill Harlan. He was there when they first started it. So he was a kid. But now that's a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
90 years of the Tennessee Walking Horse. And then from there we started having our classes or our shows.
Yeah.
And we got the fun shows coming up this month. Going to be a good show. And then we go right to the Columbia Spring Jubilee, two of our biggest midterm shows.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So you going to go to one of them?
Yes, sir. I'm going to go to both of them.
Okay. You want to go to both of them?
Mm-hmm.
I may go to one of them and wave at you at the other.
That'll work.
I'll watch one of them on TV. But I am going to go to the fun show, though. I really enjoy the fun show. It's, that's one of the first shows that we did.
Yes.
When we started What a Horse. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this week. If you've got any questions, call Jerry. He'll answer. No problem.
This Jerry.
No, that Jerry. You call him. I answer enough questions that I don't need to. But we'll see everybody again next week with another show.
Be safe.
Working out hard every day to be the best I can. I shifted to the right, shifted to the left, hunker down low and reach high to the sky. Got my rhythm down pat, so they say. I'm looking like a winner in every way. So when I hear somebody say, what a horse, I know they're talking about me, of course. And I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday. Yeah, I'm a prime example of a Tennessee walker, a high-stepping, fast-walking Tennessee talker. I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday. Please start talking.